Malacanang expresses alarm over the alleged Chinese interference in the Philippines' upcoming 2025 midterm polls. In a press briefing on Friday, April 25, Palace Press Officer Claire Castro says reports on alleged Chinese interference in the country's elections have reached President Bongbong Marcos. According to Castro, a thorough investigation will be held on the matter.
Nakarating na po ito sa Pangulo, kaya po kailangan po talaga ng maagaran, mas malalim na pag-iimbestiga. Ito po ay talaga nakakaalarma at paiigtingin pa po natin ang sa utos na rin po ng ating administrasyon na imbestigahan ng malalim para malaman po natin kung ano man ang katotohanan patungkol po dito.
During a Senate hearing on Thursday, April 24, National Security Council Assistant Director General Jonathan Malayas said they found indicators that showed China was interfering in the Philippines midterm polls. The Senate panel on Maritime and Admiralty Zones is currently investigating the discovery of an alleged Chinese submersible drone as well as reported maritime spying activities. Senator Francis Tolentino asked Malaya if China had ongoing operations to support candidates that they wanted to win. Malaya confirmed that there were indications of such operations. Tolentino also revealed the alleged troll farm hired by the Chinese embassy in Manila, which supposedly sought to discredit the Philippine government. The senator said China paid supposed keyboard warriors under a contract with the Filipino-registered company Infinitus Marketing Solutions Incorporated. For its part, China said it had no interest in the domestic affairs of other countries, including the Philippine elections. There is no directive from President Bongbong Marcos to amend the Philippine Constitution, according to Palace Press Officer Claire Castro. During a Palace briefing on Friday, April 25, Castro was asked to detail whether Marcos had already directed Congress to act on charter change. This was after Vice President Sara Duterte's supposed warning to the public, claiming that Marcos planned to amend the Constitution. Castro responds,
Wala pa po tayo nadidinig mula sa Pangulo, kaya nagtataka po tayo kung bakit ganito po ang naging turan ni Vice Presidente. Sa ngayon po, tatak fake news yan. Intrigang walang ebidensya. Wala pa pong napag-uusapan tungkol dyan.
Asked if the Marcos administration still plans to push for charter change in the next Congress, Castro says they have yet to discuss the matter. The palace officer was then asked to explain why the Vice President uttered such remarks, to which Castro says that she had no idea.
Kung ano man po ang kanyang adhikain at layunin sa mga ganitong klaseng pananalita, hindi po natin alam. Pero as far as we are concerned, tatak fake news.
President Marcos previously directed the upper chamber to take the lead in reviewing the proposals to amend the Constitution. In 2024, Marcos expressed support for amendments to several economic provisions in the Constitution to attract foreign direct investments in the country. Bayan Muna is asking the Supreme Court to nullify a memo from the Civil Service Commission that prohibits government employees from engaging in political activities on social media for the 2025 midterm polls. In a memorandum circular dated March 31, the Civil Service Commission reminded all government employees and officials not to directly or indirectly engage in any online partisan political activity for the 2025 midterm polls. The memorandum cited social media activities such as liking, commenting, and sharing a candidate's account as partisan political activity if they are meant to solicit support during the campaign period. Former Bayan Muna Representative Nery Colmenares condemns the memo, calling it a dangerous move that threatens democratic spaces. For Colmenares and his group, the memo is an overreach and a violation of the constitutional right to freedom of expression. According to Colmenares, to include basic online engagement on political issues is suppression of thought and opinion. Following the memo's release, the Civil Service Commission clarified that government workers were allowed to like and share political posts as long as they do not solicit support for politicians or political parties. President Bongbong Marcos is authorizing the Department of Foreign Affairs to issue Digital Nomad Visas to non-immigrant foreigners who want to enter or temporarily stay in the Philippines. Executive Order Number 86 seeks to establish a legal framework to facilitate the entry of digital nomads or foreigners seeking to reside and work remotely in the Philippines for over a short period. A digital nomad is a person who works remotely as they travel and live in various locations. The executive order lists down qualifications for foreigners who wish to apply for the visa, including proof of remote work and income generated outside the Philippines, among others. Foreigners issued with Digital Nomad Visa may stay in the Philippines for a maximum period of 1 year. Based on the order, they may renew their visas for the same duration and may be granted multiple entry privileges during the visa's validity. Citing the World Economic Forum, the order states that the Philippines ranked the 7th fastest growing remote work hub country in the world in 2023. The Department of Education has removed a school principal from her post following a commotion over the prescribed attire at a graduation ceremony in Antique. Viral videos show the principal ordering students to take off their togas since it was supposedly not the prescribed attire for the ceremony. She was also heard in videos asking the class advisors to list down the names of students who violated the supposed dress code. In a briefing on Friday, April 25, Palace Press Officer Claire Castro confirms the principal was removed from her post but still has her license.
Dahil na rin po sa naging direktiba po ng Pangulo, maagaran pong kumilos ang ating Secretary, DepEd Secretary Sani Angara, at ang sinasabi pong guro ay tinanggal na po bilang principal sa nasabing eskwelahan. Tinanggal naman po siya sa pagiging principal. Yung license naman po niya ay hindi naman manggagaling sa pag-uutos ng Pangulo o ng DepEd Secretary.
Following the viral videos, DepEd clarified that togas may be worn during graduation. The department said it had no policy banning the use of togas during the ceremony. It said such guidelines were adopted to encourage simplicity, promote inclusivity, and ease the financial burden on families.